little peaches. The time is 7:01. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Pete's Radio. Teresa Mike here with you on this very cold Tuesday morning.
Oh, 18 in Jemison this morning.
It said it was 19 in my car. Woo!
Oh, mine said 18.
Yowza. It's only going to be like 52, 54 today, I think.
Hey, that beats 18.
And if that wind is blowing,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
I know. Thank goodness, though. It's going to warm right up. It's just like they always say about Alabama, right? Just wait a few minutes and weather will change.
Minutes.
If you're not
yes.
happy with it.
This is the thing about Alabama weather. It is so all over the place. You don't really know what you're going to get
That's right.
until you get it.
All over the map.
Because I think it was it Friday? Said 80% chance of rain, partly cloudy, 80% chance of rain all day. Didn't rain the first drop.
Didn't rain the first drop.
It really wasn't even that cloudy. It was more sun, it was more cloudy with sun than just
right, partly sunny, right?
I would say more partly sunny than partly cloudy.
There you go. That's the
if you know the
optimist.
difference, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I would say that just means a little more sun than clouds.
Let's see. Looks like it's the highs this week, low 70s.
That's got to be above average.
Friday is going to rain. Thursday, we got some thunderstorms coming in here. Saturday, beautiful, 74.
How far does that forecast go?
It goes all the way to March the 5th.
And what is March the 5th?
That is Thursday.
No, what's the forecast?
Partly cloudy, 72.
Okay. That's just 2 days before the wedding.
Yep. That's right. Oh, baby girl.
I was just curious. I hadn't quite got to that point where that 10-day or whatever, however long it is. Yours was more like 14.
Yeah, it was 10
or
days,
more.
I think. Yeah.
But we're excited. I know it's going to be indoors no matter what, but you still want good weather.
Where is the wedding going to be held?
It is at a place called the Henley House in outside of Shelby.
Okay.
Between Shelby and Columbiana off 47, I think it is, County Road 47.
Okay. I don't know where that is, but
It's just you go down 145 or up 145, which is
Okay.
Lay Down Road.
right.
I mean, not Lay Down Road, but yeah, Lay Down Road, that's right. It turns into 145. Used to be, still calls, there's still a sign out there, Charlie B. Cox Highway. That's what we all knew it as in the day. Mm-hmm. You go up about, 15, 20 miles. Just right into Shelby County.
Do y'all have any areas out here that for like umpteen years it was called one thing, and then one of the cities may have taken it in and made it part of their city, but everybody refuses to call it that?
Well, there is a park up north of Jemison. It's not exactly the scenario you just laid out, but it's spelled Minooka.
Mm-hmm.
And how would you pronounce that, Trace, if you just saw that on a piece of paper?
I'd say Manuka.
I would too, but you wouldn't be from around there. If you opened your mouth and said that or asked a question about it, everybody know you weren't from there.
Yeah, they call it
Manuki.
Manuki. Or just I
and
think
maybe
Mayhem
that's
just
the way,
calls it Nuki,
I think that sounds like a Native American Indian name. So that may have been the way it was pronounced at one time.
I feel like if it was meant to be with an E on there.
But that's not exactly what you said. Yeah, that's what I feel too.
It would have had an E on there, but it has an A, a very distinct A, Manuka. So,
but there's lots of places like that, If you meet some local folks from Elba, Alabama, it's called Elby. I did some claims work down there
we
several
talked about
years
this
ago.
before.
Oh, we did? Okay, cool. Well, that's what I'm talking about, that kind of thing.
Well, have you ever heard of Gewin?
Yeah, now you talking about Gewin or Guwin?
Yeah, exactly.
I do know that they're about 5 miles apart.
Not that far apart from each other, and they're pronounced differently, even though they're spelt the same, are they not?
No, they're not. Guwin is actually they've
Guwin.
Apostrophe WIN. So it's
sorry.
Guwin. I mean, they definitely want you to say it.
Gewin. Guin.
That's right.
That's it.
And
I remember taking a picture of that on my way. Where were we going? I think we were going to Memphis.
That would have been the way to Memphis. You go right through there back in the old day. You go on 78.
Because I was like, are are they not pronounced the same? But it tells you on there, on the sign.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was hilarious. But apparently a family got mad. Two families got mad at each other, and they said, well, we're going to put an apostrophe on our names, and we're going to change it, put a W in there too.
Yep. There's a few towns like that. I work some claims in Jefferson County. There's a little community called Palmerdale.
Yep.
And I don't know if it's south or north of it. There's another little community called Rimlap.
Yep.
You know that story?
I do.
Same kind of thing. Some sort of family issue or neighbors issue. And
Rinlap is Palmer spelled backwards.
That's right.
Yep.
So
that's not too far. I grew up in Center Point. So
Okay,
that's out past the
forgot.
Pinson area. So
That's-
Pinson and
that's right.
Palmerdale are kind of, not far from each other. But then you got Rimlap, which is a little bit further. And but yeah, the reason I asked that, is we were just talking about roads and stuff. And
Oh, yeah.
we have out in St. Clair County, we had a place. It was called. It was the Moody. It was the Branchville exit.
Okay.
It was called the Branchville exit, and you got off that exit, and you would go to Branchville.
Branchville,
Well,
Alabama.
guess what? Moody incorporated that.
Oh, no. No more Branchville.
And no more Branchville, but
Maybe the Branchville neighborhood
right
or
there, people will not call it the Moody exit. They'll call it the Branchville exit. You'll go
How
get
about
off at
that?
Branchville. No, you won't. You'll get off at Moody and hang a left. But people just will not let that go.
Right.
They still call it the old thing. It's kind of like we also in Pell City, we had a Kmart that was there forever.
Oh, yeah, the blue light special. I remember talking to you about that.
And it had a Winn-Dixie there too. Well, it was there for 30 years or more. So, now it's got a Fresh Value and a Martin's in there. Do you think they call it Martin's Shopping Center or Fresh Value? No, they still call it OK Mart.
Yep.
Over there where the OK Mart
That's right.
used to be. And I mean, it is so funny because they refuse to call it. I'm sorry, it wasn't Brompton.
Oh.
It was. Branchville. It was Brompton.
Yeah, Ricky said Brompton.
It was Brompton. Thank you for correcting me. It was the Brompton exit. In Odenville, you had Branchville, and Odenville purchased Branchville, and people still call it Branchville. They refuse to call it Odenville there. But yeah, that Brompton exit, that lit a firestorm on a bunch of people.
Well, that sounds a lot
They
like
still call it the Brompton
Clanton
exit.
and Lomax. Lomax is north of Clanton there a little bit, couple miles, but it's part of the city limits now.
Yeah.
And then there's those big, beautiful subdivisions out that way on those, near that intersection there in Lomax. I forget what that's going to be called.
And that's what I've heard it called. People say over there at Lomax. And
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, I don't know where that is. I'm not from here. I don't know where that is.
A couple of Lomax
tell
churches
me.
over there, too,
You got to tell me where that is.
Oh,
All right.
you didn't talk about my new microphone.
Well, we had an accident on Saturday
And
when
I
the
may
rest
be
of us
singing here in a minute. I
were
don't know.
not here.
I hope not.
One of these microphone stands took a tumble off the table. And believe it or not, this thing is...
Sensitive.
You would think that it was unbreakable, as heavy and
Yeah, it's
all as it
heavy.
is, but it's not.
You don't want it to land on your foot.
It broke, so we had to pull out an extra one that we have. We have another one,
I'm
but it's kind of
flexible.
low in the middle. It's low and it just doesn't.
Just
you
have
have
to
to
talk
lean
like this
into
right
it to
here.
talk. So we just use that one because you can adjust that one.
Oh, yeah, I'm
however
good.
you
I've
want
got it right where I want it, I
Got
think.
it right where you want it. All
the
right, it
moment.
is 7:10. Good morning, Martha. Good morning, Ricky. We're going to thank our morning show sponsors. Thank you to Chilton Mobile Home Supply, Country Financial Insurance, Central Alabama Wellness, Coca-Cola. Oh, Mikey's listening. I'm sure of it. Oh, that is cold. You ready? A 1 and a 2 and a... Oh,
Hey, that was
on
that
point.
was-
Yesterday's was too.
that was in
We're
sync.
getting better at this.
No pun intended. The group. Just kidding. I know
That
everybody
came
knows
out of our cooler in there. That is super cold.
That's that cherry cream or whatever
I'm
it is.
so addicted to this stuff.
Is it cherry cream?
Cherry? Oh no, that's Pepsi.
No, what is this?
This one's cherry float.
Float. I knew it was something to do like a
Pepsi, they're a bunch of
dessert.
copycats. They've done the wild cherry cream. It is not going to be as good. I know it. I don't even have to try it to know that it's not as good.
I'm sure Coca-Cola is not resting on its laurels, but they're just getting further and further ahead of all the other manufacturers, including the one you just mentioned.
Yes.
That 5-letter word.
Good morning, Gail. Also, thank you to our Chilton Chamber of Commerce,
You're welcome,
Larry
Mike.
Puckett Chevrolet, Putter Up in Pelham, Wood Surfside Marina. I want to remind you all that there is a boat show this weekend. It is going to be held at Grand River. This is the Alabama boat show. They moved it, and they used to do this every year. I think it was at the Civic Center. But it is going to be the 27th through March 1st. They're going to have all kinds of watercraft, pontoons, tri-toons. Have you seen a tri-toon before?
I haven't.
A pontoon has 2 of the things underneath it.
Cylinders.
A tri-toon has 3.
Okay.
They're a little bit bigger. They have a little more power.
I've not seen
They're
one,
very,
though.
very, very nice, and they're pricey too. They have bass boats, wake boats. They have some ATVs and other marine accessories. This is the largest, one of the largest outdoor shows in the state, and it's family friendly. So this is the Alabama Boat Show and Expo at the Shops of Grand River in Leeds. So y'all don't miss that this weekend. Wood Surfside Marina, they are one of the big sponsors of that particular boat show, and they are also sponsors out here. They sponsor our Chamber of Commerce. They're going to be a big sponsor for Peach Jam as well, and they are your local Bennington dealer. I say local because they do service Lay Lake and Lake Mitchell. So if you are in the market for a new boat, or you just want to get some really good boat service on yours before you put it in the water, please go see my friend Mark at Woods Surfside Marina. Also, thank you to Market 22, formerly Bees Market. Dollar Bill talked about how he got some filet steaks for Valentine's, and they were so good that Mary told him to come by and get 2 more. They were closed on Monday, and I forgot to tell Bill that.
Uh-oh.
So he probably went by there and was out of luck. I bet he'll be back today.
Well, on his way home.
On his way
he had to go that way anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Also, thank you to This and That Vinyl and Work Out Anytime. I'm telling you, I'm struggling to get back in the groove of doing an exercise regimen. I need some motivation. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna let those girls get me in fired up.
I think that one thing that won't motivate you, though, is for you to be hard on yourself because you've fallen off the schedule, or assuming it's what you're talking about.
Well, we're assuming that I ever really had a schedule to
Okay,
start
well, yes, I
with.
was.
I did not.
We talked about it. We talked about the schedule.
I mean, I talk about. Look, I asked Bill. Last week. I was like, on Friday, I said, "Do I look skinnier than I did on Monday?" And he was like, "Well, sure." And I was like, "Yeah, because I worked out on the elliptical last night, and I want to see if there was any difference."
Yeah,
I have not gotten back on it again. I'm gonna tell you, my hip and my knees took offense to me doing that. So
yeah, you have to take it easy to start with. Just work your way, ease your way into it. Sorry, it's the truth.
I was only able to do, I think, 11 minutes. Normally, I try to gone up to 20, and now I'm back down to hardly anything at all. So, all right, it's 7:15. We got to take a break because Baden says so, because we have to thank our sponsors as well by playing their commercials. And we'll do a JP Dice weather update as well. So y'all stay with us. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clayton Tractor Studios. We'll be right back.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205 280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience.
We are back. The time is 7:18. You're listening to Morning Mayhem on Piper Peach Radio. Therese and Mike here with you, broadcasting live from the Clinton Tractor Studio. And we always say that. We say that going out and we say it going in. And you know why? Because they are our studio sponsor. So we have to make sure that we give them lots of love and lots of kudos.
That's right. Exactly. They deserve it. We thank you.
And you'll notice that I say the JP Dice weather update.
You do. See,
because he is the one who does our weather update for us during the breaks. So, and that's a big deal. When you get the weather guy to actually do your weather for you, pretty big deal.
That's a big deal.
Yep, we're pretty big deal around these parts, as are you now.
Well,
you have a fan.
So. I appreciate it. I want to say good morning to Wayne Bolton. How y'all doing out there? And it's the first time someone has written in specifically and mentioned my name. So
I said,
Tree
you
said,
have a fan.
you have a fan. I thought, well, yeah, at least, one.
He got tickled when I said
Only been
that.
here 3 months, so that's not too bad. If I could do that every 3 months, I'd have 4 or 5 fans by the end of the year.
You'd have 4 or 5, yeah. I got about 5 or 6.
I'd say you had a lot more than that. We appreciate each one of you. Thank you so much for listening.
Very much so. So we got to talk about some basketball, because I know you've been keeping up, especially this. I know you watched this game in the entirety. Tell me you did.
The entire game.
The entire game.
Actually,
Auburn and Kentucky.
I got frustrated at a point. I paused it, went out for a 25-minute walk, came back, watched the rest of it, and it turned out pretty good.
All right, so talk about it. Let's go.
Well,
Because
Auburn.
Kentucky is like one of those teams that has been known
Oh yeah, they have
in basketball. They like dominate basketball.
They're
Them
like
and
iconic,
Duke are kind of like, who's
yeah.
going to be the best this season? One
They
of the
haven't
two.
had as much success in the last, say, 30 years plus. I think they've only had 1 championship, maybe 2. But not like they did earlier.
Yeah.
When they were really dominating. And just, they dominated the whole conference. It's not just, Auburn. But they really particularly dominated Auburn. Of course, a lot of teams can say that, right? But I will say this, that Auburn battled that game the whole time. Went back and forth. They had like a dozen what they call lead changes where one team's ahead and a minute later the other team's ahead. They had like a dozen ties where they were tied up playing. It was just close.
Those games make your heart stop.
I know.
too.
Auburn got ahead by 6 early, and I thought, well, hey, maybe we could set a little distance. Well, the next thing you know, Kentucky's got a 3-point lead. And then right at the end, Kentucky looked like they were going to take it. Auburn, unfortunately, has had a few games this year where they faltered at the end. Treese, that's all you can say. They just couldn't finish the game.
get it.
They may have had a lead, like against Texas A&M early in the season. I think it was a 16 or 18-point lead in the second half, and they lost. So it's never you're never out of it when you're playing Auburn. But young man, I was just trying to find his name. Tipped it in, had a tip in right with 1.1 seconds, I think it was, left in the game. And that was provided the difference, 75-74. Auburn had lost 5 straight games before that. And we're getting real close, Treese, to what's called March Madness. You familiar with that term? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's the basketball tournament. I think it's up to 68 teams now that get invited or make it, qualify by winning maybe their conference tournament or something. But Auburn is what is they call the proverbial bubble. There's a bubble, and you got all the teams inside, and then you got teams on the outside of the bubble going, boy, I need some wins to get in the bubble. Mm-hmm. Because, typically if you win, then you're going to play one of these teams in here, so they're going to get knocked out, so you can get in the tournament. So Auburn is on the bubble, but they have rated the toughest schedule in the country.
Really?
They played four top teams plus this conference schedule, which there's this organization called KenPom. I mean, there's all types of organizations that rate these things. Mm-hmm. But this one has a pretty good history of reliability. They said the SEC is the best conference in the nation right now. So when you say that, you look at the idea of being a middle-of-the-pack team in the SEC still puts you in the top 30 teams in the country.
Right.
30 or 35 teams. So some really good basketball played in our conference. And as you said, Kentucky was an iconic program, one of those legendary type programs, and we got to win over them. Now, Alabama played at LSU. I did not get to see that game, but in following the score, they never did really get way ahead of LSU. Their LSU's another team that's gotten better as the season has gotten a little older or deeper into the season, although it's hard to tell by their win-loss record because they're playing in the SEC, like I was just saying. But Alabama came out, I think it was 90-83. I believe I saw a stat that said that was it. Let's see, Alabama is 19-7, or maybe 20-7 now. Okay. But they're having a good season. They're second in the tied for second in the conference. The Tide. Anyway, I was going to say that they how was I going to put it? They're another team that has a really tough schedule. They played a lot of top teams, but Bama has really turned it on. I think they've won 6 or 7 in a row. You remember? And we've got a story here coming up on.
That's what you call a streak.
Exactly. Well, Auburn was 5 loss and Bama's 6 or 7 wins.
Oh yeah.
So this Bediako guy, he's filed an appeal.
He's filed an appeal. Why does he want to play so bad? I mean, what is his motivation to keep going to all these courts? If one says no, then I'm gonna go to the next one. He's gonna keep going until he gets his yes.
Well, I know he loves the game of basketball. There's no doubt about that. But literally, the way the NIL is now, he can actually make more money in college than he can playing minor league basketball. Because he's apparently not quite good enough for the NBA yet. Now, you just can't teach somebody to be 7 feet tall. They're 7 feet tall and they aren't, and have coordination and be able to run and jump and like he can. But he's also one of these guys that didn't play basketball his whole life. Right. He didn't grow up like, some of us did playing ball since you could bounce it,
Right.
But he's still learning the game is what I'm trying to say. So it would be good for him if he could go back to Alabama, play for Coach Oates, because obviously he's very successful at what he does.
But there's a reason why he's not being allowed to.
Well, it is, and it's not yet decided. But again, we talked about this. If you remember about the NIL, how it's just clouded everything, and the NCAA can't do anything about it. NCAA ruled that they wouldn't let him play. Well, he sued them, and he got remember we talked about the favorable judge, the Alabama donor judge, although he did eventually recuse himself. He didn't initially. But anyway, Bediako, he's just trying to get back in. He might help Alabama. I thought personally when I heard he was going to be signed, I thought he'd be a disruption. Because these teams are all about chemistry.
Yeah.
And depending on, I forget, I haven't seen it, but I think Bama plays about 9 rotation, meaning 9 different players play quite a bit during the game.
Did he play in the first 2 or?
No.
He never did get to play in the first game.
No. He missed 20 games. I mean, he only played in about five games before they ruled against him.
Oh, okay.
He first they said he couldn't play, the NCAA, and then Alabama sued the NCAA. University sued NCAA, and they got a temporary injunction, a TRO or temporary restraining order, or whatever that's called. Which allowed him to play, and then he played in about 4 or 5 games. Well, they lost the first 2 or 3 that he played in. Okay. That's what I was talking about, that chemistry thing.
Yeah, so maybe he's not really he's not bringing much to the table enough for.
Well, like I said, he's 7 feet plus. He's a great defender.
God, he's tall.
That's what I mean, and he's athletic. But again, basketball street, wise, is probably not where he wants to be, or could be, or will be. But he's a good player, and. I'd be interested to see how it goes. I mean, and most of these, they're asking for fast track, because a lot of times when you have a case against someone, it's months. It can be months and even longer before your case is heard. Well, these all have to be decided, just ASAP, because the season is going on. The season's not going to wait. They're not going to pause the season while they figure out whether Bediako can play or not.
And then we saw where NBA great Kara Braxton passed away in a car crash. She won 2 championships, and that is really sad. She was young. She was only like 41 or something like that.
Very young. Yeah, it's interesting to me, and I hate to see it, of course, that she died. But it does say about the WNBA that they have been around long enough to where you have someone that's 41. So it means she's been retired for a while.
Right.
So she played for a few years, and now I think it's been 20 or 25 years that we've had the WNBA, which is just incredible to me.
Yeah.
Because, there was always women's leagues, but they never got the backing of the NBA. That's what really keeps these leagues like this league
Going.
afloat.
Yeah.
Right, is the NBA and all the money that it gets through advertising and everything. So... but it is sad that she passed away.
It is. Good morning, Colton Bice. Thank you for watching and listening. We've got a new listener, new watcher.
Good morning.
It's 7:29. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got to talk about some local baseball and softball that went on over the last night. And I think they were both last night. Were they both last night?
I think so, yes.
All right, so we'll talk about some
Monday.
baseball and softball, and then what we got coming up tonight as well. So y'all stay tuned for that. And then we're going to talk about, I guess we're going to keep on with the sports thing, because the Barons are going to be doing something super cool. We both were like, wow, we got to talk about that. So y'all stay with us. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clayton Tractor Studio. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Need reliable towing or diesel repair? Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries, and the only local-based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984. Some family traditions begin with an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years, we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clanton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. Please give us a call at 205-755-3550.
The plans you have for your property need the right equipment. Kubota has reliable tractors, utility vehicles, and mowers to help you make the most of your land, along with strong dealer support. Stop by today to explore our lineup. Right now, bring home select Kubota BX Series with 0% financing available or save up to $1,500. Now through February 28th. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Get by Clanton Tractor today or visit ClantonTractor.com. Are you tired of big box stores where you're just another number? You deserve better. Furniture that's built to last from people who treat you like family. At Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, we do things differently. As an employee-owned company, we take pride in personal service. We'll listen to what you need and help you find the perfect piece for your home from trusted, top-notch name brand. Whether it's a cozy sofa for movie nights, a dining set built for real life, or a recliner that melts the stress away, we've got you covered. Don't settle for less. Experience the difference at Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, where you're not just a customer, you're family.
Need care fast? Come see us at Chilton Urgent Care, 1210 7th Street South in Clanton. We offer efficient care with minimal wait times and a wide array of services, including on-site x-rays, wound care, and quick assistance with urgent needs. Medicare and most private insurance and private pay welcome. No appointment needed. Walk in Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 8 to 4. Call 205-280-0620. Chilton Urgent Care. Quality care when you need it.
We are back. The time is 7:33. You're listening to Morning Mayhem on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike here with you on this very cold Tuesday morning.
Very cold.
And we have been talking some
sure it's still
sports.
below freezing.
Yeah. We love sports around here. And so we're going to keep on with the sports thing.
Right.
Let's talk about the Birmingham Barons, what they're going to be doing. When he had not seen this, and when I put it on there, then he went and got the research for it. So let's talk about the Birmingham Barons because I love what they're going to be doing this season.
Well, baseball has started. Everybody's reported for spring training. I saw the first scores, at least that I saw, were from yesterday, from the major leagues. You know, they have in the major leagues in the spring.
Right.
They have the what do they call it? The Grapefruit League, and then they have the Cactus League.
Okay.
So
Was not
the
aware of that.
Grapefruit League,
All right.
all the teams that are in that league they do their spring training in Florida.
Okay.
And the Cactus League, all the teams do theirs in Arizona. You know, they come for the weather. It's a little better weather. They have a better chance of being able to practice and play, and so they play games against each other. It's kind of, these call them spring games, spring training games.
Okay.
But anyway, I digress. The Barons are affiliated with the Chicago White Sox. I don't know where the Barons players are, but I'm sure they're down there with the White Sox, wherever they train. I'm sorry, I don't know that. Somebody could tell me though, I bet. But anyway, I want to say that the Barons announced that on May 27th, they will play the Pensacola Blue Wahoos at historic Rickwood Field. Wow.
Now, that's a big deal.
I'm sure most of our listeners, well, maybe not most, but some of our listeners have certainly been to Rickwood. I mean, the thing has been in existence since 1910. You know, Trish, that's let me do some ciphering here. I believe that's 116 years. I mean, that's a long time. That's the oldest.
A long time.
It's actually been in use longer than Fenway Park in Boston, which is the oldest major league park. But anyway, it's really cool. The Barons, they used to call it for about 20 years, I think they call it the Rickwood Classic. And they did it every year for many, many years. And they skipped. I think the article I read said they skipped in 2017, and then they started back with the classic. They call it 18 and 19, and then I guess they dropped that name. I don't know why they would drop it, but
Yeah, why
just,
would they drop it?
just call it something else. I guess I don't know. But they still play a game there. They just don't call it the Rickwood Classic. But anyway, I have a when I went several years ago, I got to go. Anyway, they're playing. Let me finish the story about this game. They're playing Pensacola. They're all the Southern League. That's what Birmingham plays in. Pensacola's in the Southern League as well. And they're playing at Rickwood, and they always go back to some retro uniform.
Right.
And
Which
then-
I think is super cool.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, it's amazing because, they just weren't always able to do that, with uniforms, but they have certainly done that over the years. And of course, it's all about marketing.
Right.
Really, I mean, if we wear, like in this case, the Birmingham Barons are going to be dressed as the Birmingham Black Barons from the old Negro Leagues.
Oh, I love that.
And I read that where the Black Barons played at Rickwood Field from 1920 when their franchise started, 1920, wow, to 1960.
Oh, so they played there for 40
They played there for 40 years before their league disbanded, and that's when more blacks started playing in the major leagues, and so they stopped their league. I personally wish they had never stopped it, but they did. That was a business decision, I'm sure. But regardless, the Barons are going to be dressed as the Birmingham Black Barons.
I love it.
So I don't know that what's the difference in the uniforms. Probably, I don't know. It's probably some,
Well, I
tweak.
feel like maybe when I think of baseball from back then, I think of the uniforms being like striped or something for some reason.
Well, you have the pinstripes from the New York
pinstripes,
Yankees.
yeah, that's
and
just-
some other teams wore pinstripes, but they
That's
still do.
That
The
for some reason
Padres.
that's in my head. And now look, I don't begrudge anybody who wants to watch baseball. I get it. I mean, it can be very exciting and all that.
The intricacies of the game.
I have never been a huge Major League Baseball fan. Now, watching it at the youth league,
Yeah.
watching it at the high school level, I can do that. I'm
All in, huh?
all in on that.
Yeah.
But it's when you get up into the major leagues that those games I feel like last for freaking ever, and
They
there's
do.
not a whole lot going on.
Well-
Softball is a different story.
Yeah.
I can watch softball all day long, and I'll sit
It's
and watch it on
really
TV.
exciting, isn't it?
It is. I love softball, and my granddaughter plays softball for the middle
That
school
helps.
now,
That
so
helps.
that does. My Auburn started. She played softball. My middle kid played softball, and now my granddaughter's playing softball. So we come from softball. Now Auburn moved into soccer. Honestly, I'd rather watch paint dry, and it's because I don't understand the game.
Right.
There is
Kick the ball into the net.
just, they have all these terms. I don't know what they mean. I don't know what's
Right.
happening out there. All I know is it seemed to be, even for girls, seemed to be a little elbowy.
Oh,
Lots of
it's-
tripping and doing things accidentally on purpose out there. And I know basketball probably does the same thing, but still, I mean, it was just, I struggled watching her play soccer. I would watch and I would look for her, and she could dribble and she could do the thing, and then she would play goalie and she would stop it and all that, and I loved watching that, but I didn't know what was going on. One time I cheered for the wrong team, so
can happen. Just don't score a own
so
goal, they call it.
baseball on that level. Now, I say all that to say, would I want to go and experience something at Rickwood Field? Absolutely, 100%. I would love to go and be, a spectator on something like that. I think I don't know. There's just something about that.
It is a really
It makes it more
great
all-American, I think.
venue. And if you may remember, back in 24, they played a major league game. Not an exhibition game.
that's right,
But
they
an
did.
actual major league game between the Cardinals and the Giants at Rickwood Field. It counted in the standings.
Yeah, I remember that.
And, I mean, it was a huge success, a huge sellout. Of course, the problem for me, most people, was that the tickets were $500, $600, $700, $800
were
or more.
Astronomical.
This
so really, the
game-
only people that could go were somebody that was
That's right.
part of a corporation
Oh, yeah.
or was
Sponsors.
gifted one.
Yeah, that's
got
right. That's
Sponsored.
right.
Yeah.
And that's
Couldn't
okay.
afford
It
it.
only holds about 10,000, I think, maybe.
Yeah,
but that's
not
still
that many.
quite a few people, especially for a minor league baseball game. But the time I went is always it's played in the middle of the day because back when the park was first built, it didn't have lights.
Oh, that's right.
They didn't play at night. Every game was in the daytime. So this game is at 12:30, May 27th. I didn't look it up, but the last time I did it was in the middle of the week. Mm-hmm. It was like a Wednesday or something.
Right.
But anyway, I was telling you about the reason I mentioned that the Barons were or are an affiliate of the Chicago White Sox is back in the day when I went, which was probably 10, 15 years ago, I would
Right.
say. Somewhere right in there, right when they were starting the Classic. I went, a friend of mine and I went, and at that time, Birmingham was an affiliate of the Oakland Athletics. And Oakland had these, or at least they were an affiliate of the Athletics. I think actually they were still affiliated with the White Sox. But the retro uniform that the Barons wore were from their days when they were the Birmingham A's.
Right.
And they were these gaudy, everybody knows, who knows baseball, the uniforms that the Athletics have, they're bright yellow, green, or bright green and yellow. There's just these, I don't
You're
know.
like,
They're
"Whoa,
like,
I need some
I call them
sunglasses."
softball team colors, and I don't mean to insult any softball teams. But anyway, they played in that, and then they played the team from Chattanooga, who have been called the Lookouts forever.
Okay, yeah.
The Chattanooga Lookouts.
Lookout
and
Mountain.
and they at the time were an affiliate and may still be of the Cincinnati Reds, and so that they all look like wool uniforms, Treese. They were the Lookouts looked like they were really miserable.
Ooh.
Can you imagine playing in wool in
No, I
Birmingham
I can't imagine it
in July?
ever. That's an itchy. Ugh,
Yeah, I have a
not
couple
fun-
of Daddy's old uniforms that are wool.
No, thank you.
But yeah, it's really exciting. We talk about the major league tickets at the game they played there were $500. Well, these are $10, and you can go online if you can look. We found the article on AL.com, and they have a link to we could buy a ticket. But that's exciting to
Yeah,
have an
that
opportunity
is
to go see the Barons
very neat.
at Rick Wood Field.
I love it. Absolutely love it. All right. It is 7:44. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about some local softball and baseball. I want to say good morning to Tiger. I saw he jumped on and started watching. Also, thank you to Abigail, and thank you to our YouTubers that are watching as well. We appreciate y'all so very much. So when we come back, we'll talk about some local baseball and softball that happened yesterday and what we got going on tonight, and then we'll hit some headlines. So y'all stay with us. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Therese and Mike broadcasting live from the Clinton Drake Studio. We'll be right back.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 651-0077 or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience. Need reliable towing or diesel repair? Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries, and the only local based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984.
We are back. The time is 7:48. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Therese and Mike here with you on this very cold Tuesday morning. I cannot reiterate that enough.
It's not that bad.
I went up right. I had to
Good catch.
turn the. Yeah, I know. I had to turn the heat on a little more because Baden had it sub-zero in here. He said, "Well, if you'd have seen our power bill," and that's what I'm talking about, y'all. When I talk about this Alabama power stuff, I don't know what's happening, but I want to watch and see if he does this. If he's able to get this in there.
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, he did. He about took out the pole, but he got it in there. He's rearranging one of the little rooms in there. He's always rearranging something. My sister does that too.
Oh,
my mother was like
can't
that.
sit still?
Our mother was like that. She would, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, we'd be in the bed and she'd say, "Y'all come down here and help me." And we'd be moving furniture and standing there holding pictures on the wall while she decided if that's where she wanted them or
I've
not.
done that plenty of times.
And I'd be like, "Mother, it is, by 11 o'clock." I was like, "I've got to go to sleep." And she'd say, just one more minute. But she would get like that. And I
Right.
mean, it was like it had to be done right then late at night. And our dad was, he traveled a lot for work. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't there to help her. So it was us.
Right.
But my sister does the exact same thing. Every time I go in her house, she has rearranged something. And I go, sometimes once, twice a year. But, no. I get it where it's going to be. And 30 years from now, you came to visit, everything's going to be in the exact same place. Same decor, same everything. I'm not changing it.
I picked that picture out for a reason. I like it.
Exactly. And I think my kids appreciate that too.
Baden's moving
because
stuff around in here, y'all, in case
they
you
like
want to know what we're
it
talking
when
about.
they come home and it feels like home because it's the same.
That's a good point. I like that.
Now, when my mom got older, she stopped doing that. I mean, she got to a point where it was where it was staying.
That's right.
And I got, over the years, I got used to when I would go visit her, it would be the same. And so I liked when I went and visit, I don't want anything messed with, I don't want anything touched. So when she passed away, I struggled. One weekend, my sister went up there without me. And they started moving stuff around, her and my stepdad did. And when I came to visit and it was different, I got all out of sorts about it. And my sister was like, What is wrong? I was like, "You just can't leave anything alone." I mean, and she's like, well, you want to keep everything. I mean, if it was up to me, everything my mother ever had, we'd still have it. You
Right.
know, that's why she and my stepdad went on this mission when I couldn't come, because that was one of the things he said. He was like, you're going to have to come up here without her. Otherwise, we're not going to get rid of anything.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly.
the truth. I mean, they weren't wrong, but I understood why they did it, but I was still salty about it.
I can understand that. I think I think one of my wife's favorite games is, can you tell what I did? Can you tell what I did different, or something like that? Where I'm forced to look at the house and try to find what's different.
But you can't figure it out. My husband, the second I bring something new in or have changed something, he immediately notices it.
Yeah.
He does not get past him. I cannot do anything. I put something in the, when you come up the stairs out of the garage, in the corner, I changed something out right there. That's the first thing he said was, "Where'd you get that?"
Yeah.
And I was like, nothing gets past you.
No,
I mean,
nothing gets past.
That if that had been anybody else, they would have never even noticed it until I pointed it out.
Well, I think I talked about veto power before. I told my wife she could do pretty much, when we built our house, she could do whatever she wanted. I just had to maintain veto power. Now, we rarely have been.
You maintain veto power.
Yeah, it was just a joke, but it was, the idea was, you do what you want to, sweetheart, but if I see something I absolutely cannot stand, we have to agree that
That's fair.
sacrifice that for you getting to do everything else.
Okay.
And
I
it worked
think
out
that's
real
pretty
well.
fair.
It worked out real well.
You
Like I
learned
said,
not to have veto.
yeah, exactly.
You learned quickly. I'm not
But,
vetoing crap.
But what I did learn was that that was an easy way to avoid fights. It was like, well, she wants that that blue or whatever. She has announced though, she wants to paint our bedroom,
What
and
color?
I am shocked. I've some green, but it's
Those
been a
soft-
beautiful light blue for 24 years. There's nothing wrong with that. Sorry, I don't want to get too.
Well, I
let me
mean,
just-
you sound very attached to the light blue. Here's the thing: a soft
just- I don't
sage
know.
green is.
And I don't know if that's what it is or not. She's hearing us, so maybe she'll text in and tell us what color she said. Maybe that may
Like
be
a
it.
soft sage green. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
all about that. I would
Well-
do that to our bathroom, and they hurt beat.
No, bedroom, not the bathroom.
that's what I meant. Bedroom. Yeah.
But we're about to do some other things. She's got all kind of little dreams. I think she wants to do. We've
Well, it's
anything we've
time.
done to our house, we've pretty much not done it to our bedroom. It's just been, other than the flooring. But it's the paint is the same. She did change the bathroom maybe once, paint. But the rest of the house is, it's thicker. It's about this thick in paint, Trees, because we've got several coats of different colors.
We have one
But
room
hey,
in
she
our house.
she does it herself, and she's a good painter. And hey, have at it.
Oh, I'm not. I look a 2-year-old.
I mean, I have actually walked in the house before and not realized she painted a room. Walked in and like, this smells like painting here. That was my first clue.
Our hall bath, whenever they were getting ready to sell it, I guess, a few years ago before Jeff and I got married, he was going to sell it and get rid of it. They painted everything but the hall bathroom because you know why? It has wallpaper on it. And I think that was going to be more of a
Classy.
mess task than they wanted to do. So that bathroom is horrendous. It's
Still, the
horrendous.
wallpaper's still there?
I want that wallpaper gone so badly. It's just I think it's been there since the house was built, and I'm sure. Look, when wallpaper's been on that long, you almost don't want to fool with it because it'll start.
Gotta paint. You gotta soak it.
You got to do all kinds
Oh,
of stuff.
it's
to
hard work.
It. And
Might be
here's the
easier just to
thing.
rip it and.
What I'm about ready to do is just buy some wainscot and just hammer the crap out of it all over that wall and be done.
Kind of like paneling.
Yes, that's.
I mean, paneling.
have
I
that
saw
whole-
where paneling is making a comeback.
It is.
People are putting paneling in their houses
But they're
now.
it's a little bit upgraded
Oh,
from the
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
paneling
yeah.
that we had. It looks a little different. It just really looks more like a wood wall.
that wavy stuff they would nail up and be like,
Every
wow.
trailer ever had that in the
Oh,
60s
I
and
had it in mine.
70s. Had that
I had
wood
a,
grain paneling.
Let's see. So I think it was a like 62 trailer. It was
After a
like
while-
15, 17 years old when I started at
After a
Auburn.
while, it bowed out. It didn't even. It
Oh.
wasn't even attached to
Yeah.
anything. You're like, I
You
don't
had
know what's
a
happening to the
window
wall.
unit, a window unit, AC, didn't have a central heat air.
I remember those
And it
days.
would, a little would drip, and then you realize it too late, and you have a real
God
wavy
awful carpet. I can't remember. I want to say our carpet
shag
was
carpet. Is that what you
was
mean?
that I want to say it was an orangey color.
It could be.
Orangey gold, some kind of something in there.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Oh goodness
You could.
gracious!
They had. It was. The '70s was kind of loud for
Yeah.
clothing and carpet.
Those were the days.
Those were.
Did you see? Oh, do we want to do baseball? We only got a couple of minutes. Yeah, we only got 3 minutes. Well, we'll wait till we get into.
Oh yeah, we got
local
sidetracked
ball.
talking about
I do
wallpaper.
want to talk about. Have you? So did you see the thing about Punchu the monkey? Who was born at the Japan Zoo, and the mother rejected
Oh yes,
it. And he's
yes,
been
I
carried around.
did.
Well, now there is another. It's not
Another
there.
animal?
It's somewhere else. Another zoo has a baby giraffe that was born. It is the cutest thing I have ever seen because it was born with a tuft of hair right here, and it looks like Ernie off Sesame Street. It's the his hair is
Bert and Ernie.
It's Ernie's, is more flat, and it has like a few little strands sticking out.
Yeah.
That is this giraffe's tuft. It is so funny and so cute, and the internet has gone wild over this giraffe. It makes you want a giraffe because because they get so tall though.
Oh, and they're mean.
But they are kind of mean. I've watched them at the zoo be
Well,
not
they have to be.
nice.
Think about it. When you say they're mean, they're not mean to us. They're just instinctively mean. They have to be to stay alive in the
But I mean,
in the wilds.
That will make you want a baby giraffe quickly when you see this.
I
little
wonder
giraffe.
if the
Y'all need
only
to go look
wild
that up.
giraffes are in Africa. Are there other places in the world where there are wild giraffes, like in
Oh, I
Africa?
know.
There's lots of animals over there that it's just so unique.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Anyway, don't mean to digress, but a beautiful baby giraffe with a
tuft of hair
mean-
like you've never seen in your life. It is so stinking cute.
I see these kids mainly, who get their hair and they style it and they'll gel it up. Mm-hmm. That's what it looks like to me.
This giraffe doesn't. It's flat. It's flat, and it just sits on its head like a bowl, like Ernie's hair.
Yeah.
Off of Bert and Ernie.
Right.
Ernie's the one. Now Bert has the one that stands straight up.
Well, maybe I'm sorry.
Bert's
I'm
flat.
thinking of that.
I mean, Ernie's flat. Bert has it standing straight up. And so the way this little giraffe, I'll have to pull up the picture and let
Yeah,
you
I'm going
see
to
it
I'm going
because
to
it
do
is
that
so
here
cute.
right now in a minute.
I love it. I want a giraffe now. Just but I just want it to stay a baby. I don't want it to get big. All right, it is 7:59. We're going to take a break. I promise you when we come back, we're going to talk about some local baseball and softball that we got going on tonight. Our bedroom will be sage green. I was right.
You picked it.
I did.
I thought it sounded
Thank
familiar.
you. Mm-hmm.
And
I figured that's
ahead.
the kind of. I figured that was the kind of color she was going to go with because that's kind of popular and it's very. I don't know. I feel like it's
Relaxing.
relaxing and
Perfect
comforting.
for a bedroom, right?
It's cozy, yet in the daytime it can be
warm. Is that a color?
It
Could
can
you
be,
describe it
well,
as a
it can
warm
be both.
color?
It can be
Okay.
It can be cheerful but warm, if that makes any sense.
It'll be
You'll love it.
It'll
once
be the
she
first
gets everything
time.
together.
I believe it's the first time, but she'll probably correct me on that. She'd probably say, "No, I painted a different blue or something." But
Well,
it's always looked blue to me.
I know you guys. Blue is blue. Y'all don't care.
This is sage green. Is
Sage green is different. Yep.
yeah.
All right. We're going to take a break. Y'all stay with us. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Therese and Mike broadcasting live from the Clinton Tractor Studios. We'll be right back.
The plans you have for your property need the right equipment. Kubota has reliable tractors, utility vehicles, and mowers to help you make the most of your land, along with strong dealer support. Stop by today to explore our lineup. Right now, bring home select Kubota BX Series with 0% financing available or save up to $1,500. Now through February 28th, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Get by Clanton Tractor today or visit ClantonTractor.com. Are you tired of big box stores where you're just another number? You deserve better. Furniture that's built to last from people who treat you like family. At Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, we do things differently. As an employee-owned company, we take pride in personal service. We'll listen to what you need and help you find the perfect piece for your home from trusted, top-notch name brand. Whether it's a cozy sofa for movie nights, a dining set built for real life, or a recliner that melts the stress away, we've got you covered. Don't settle for less. Experience the difference at Farmers Home Furniture in Clanton, where you're not just a customer, you're family.
Need care fast? Come see us at Children Urgent Care, 1210 7th Street South in Clanton. We offer efficient care with minimal wait times and a wide array of services, including on-site x-rays, wound care, and quick assistance with urgent needs. Medicare and most private insurance and private pay welcome. No appointment needed. Walk in Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 8 to 4. Call 205-280-0620. Chilton Urgent Care. Quality care when you need it.
We are
number
back.
2.
The time is 8:02. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clinton Tractor Studios. So we're going to get to some local baseball and softball. Let's see. Monday, that was yesterday, we had some baseball. We had the Red Devils, Ravenna Red Devils in Central playing.
Was that Central Coosa?
And it was the Red Devils over Central Coosa 10-1. Wow. And from what I understand, they had a standout pitcher.
Yep.
Houston Brothers was on fire. I think he had 1 hit and 1 walk. And after that,
He that's a good day.
it
A really
was-
good day for sure.
After that, he was, he just he was throwing those strikes down the
Yep,
middle.
That's right.
Softball, it was Billingsley and Isabella took home that win 17-5. What was this here?
They got 7 runs in the 6th inning.
7 runs in the
1
6th.
inning. Yeah, that's how they got 12-run lead. I think that was
Wow.
they call it run rule.
Oh,
When you get up by more than I think in softball it's 8 runs. If you're up after 4 innings, if you're up by 8 or more, I
is
think
that
they
just
call
high
the game.
school they do that?
No, I think they do it in college too. Well, yeah, they do it in college.
Wow. Okay.
Although I think the rules are a little different. I'm sorry, I don't know exactly.
See, but here's the thing about the major leagues: you very rarely see
Oh, there's
high scores in.
you will, but you're right. Rarely is the right
Very
word. That's
rarely.
right. There was a couple 20 run games last year in
Yeah.
the major leagues.
That's just not.
Sometimes they're they're putting in their catcher to pitch, because it's like we don't want to waste our pitchers. We're down by 20 runs. Let's get this game over with.
Exactly. Tonight is going to be a double header at 4 and 6. So you're going to be there a minute. I would.
Is that baseball?
That is baseball, and that is Jemison and Billingsley. Is that?
Is that at Billingsley?
Is that at Billingsley? I think
It is at Billingsley.
At Billingsley.
Uh-huh. That's what I thought. The
So,
way it's
yeah.
written, Jemison at Billingsley.
You're going to want to get there about, I don't know, 3:30, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, I would guess at least by then.
And then you'll be there till 8. So that's your butt's gonna be numb.
yeah,
Bring
if it's
your
just
chair.
a
till 10. Oh, he says probably till 10.
yeah, by the time they get everything done and back, it probably could be.
That's that's the only thing.
These
My
games do move
granddaughter-
along a little faster typically than we were talking about major league games, with all the 3 or 4 minute between innings, and here you've got basically a minute between innings. The folks run out there, the players run out there, they warm up a little bit, and then let's play ball.
Yeah.
That's what I like about high school sports. They
And
don't
we
mess around.
Want to thank our sponsors that have made our baseball and softball spectacular possible. I will get a list of those here in just
In
a
a
little
minute?
bit.
Okay. But
But,
I
we've had
think
some-
it's 30-something games that we're going to be broadcasting.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I mean, what we had 2 or 3 last week.
Well, yeah. So we
And-
did have a game on Thursday, and did we do a game Saturday? No, just Thursday.
Oh, we are doing the doubleheader though. Today. Okay.
That's Baden will leave here about 3 o'clock. Earlier than that. He's got to get there. They got to set up.
Yeah, it's not that long a ride though.
And
Stout Highway
that's the thing
37.
about football season is rough, but baseball season is rougher because
More games.
it's more games, and he has to go and set up and do all that stuff. But Jason Green, he is our play-by-play guy.
Yep.
And he's just got that, he's just got that sports voice.
Oh yeah.
I like listening to him, especially when I listened to him on some football last year. But when we were at the championship
Yep.
game, listening to him get so excited was so awesome.
Yeah.
He would get a little bit fired up.
I remember I was talking about that afterwards, that how we all sat there listening to him, even though you could hear what was going on in the field. We had that little second or two delay,
Yeah,
but we were still watching it. It was pretty almost in sync with the television,
almost. Yeah.
but it was close enough to where we still wanted to hear Jason
Oh yeah, we
and,
didn't want to hear
and
anybody else
Van,
but him. Yep.
call
So
it.
our sponsors for our baseball and softball: Clanton Tractor, Central Alabama Wellness, Garrison Home, Maplesville Pharmacy, 36750 Boutique, Rojas Renovations, Old Town Scoops, Edwards Jewelry, State Farm, Deidre Gadberry, Clanton Outdoors, First Bank of Alabama, Workout Anytime, Sunshine Restoration, Town of Maplesville, and we've got McKinnon Toyota and McKinnon Nissan. They are our title sponsors. So it
How
is
about
the
that? Thank
McKinnon
you,
Toyota,
everybody.
Nissan. How are we calling it? The game of the how are we saying it? Showcase, yeah.
Showcase.
I called it the spectacular. It's a
Well, we certainly
showcase.
appreciate that. That's huge. We'll be able to bring these athletes' names and their
Mm-hmm.
accomplishments to our listening audience, and we really appreciate these sponsors stepping up and
Yep.
and helping that happen.
Also, Premier Pawn and Pistol too. I got that one last second.
That's in Jemison.
And, yep, and we needed our sponsors to help us put this on because it is so many games. You got to go to
course,
so many places.
absolutely.
But one of the biggest things, while we love our sponsors and we appreciate that, our big thing is we want to showcase these young men and women who are out there playing their hearts out. So you will see recaps on our Facebook page. Pretty much Baden and Jason are going to be writing some different stories about the different athletes and the different games that are going to be played. So be sure you go to our Facebook page at Piper Peach Radio and check those out after each game as well.
That was really cool. Go check out these games for Bina and Central, and then Billingsley and Isabella from yesterday is already posted, and I guess it's done pretty much right after the game.
Yeah. Good morning, Steve. Good morning, Josh. Robert Carradine passed away. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I do. Revenge of the Nerds.
Revenge of the Nerds. Lewis
Slotnick or something like that. It was
Slotnick,
pretty funny. His
yes.
name
Oh,
was something like that.
he's been in some other stuff, but that
Yeah.
was
Remember his
notably.
glasses? He always
Oh
pushing
yeah,
his glasses
and
up.
he had the little paper, the little tape right
Tape-
there.
Yeah, but it broken.
It doesn't. I didn't see what happened. I really hated to.
Well, it was a
to see that.
suicide.
What?
It was a suicide. His brother, he has a very famous family, right? They're all actors like
Mm-hmm.
David Carradine. Do you say Carradine or Carradine? How do you say
I
it?
said Carradine.
Okay, Carradine. So David Carradine was an actor, probably, I would say, maybe 15 years older than Robert, if not more. Mm-hmm. He did a series real popular called Kung Fu. I don't know
Yep.
if you remember that or not, but he was the star in that. Plus, he was in all kind of things. But he also had another brother, a pretty good actor named Keith Carradine.
Mm-hmm.
And Keith was the one that made the announcement and talked about how Robert had suffered with bipolar disorder
I'm just now reading
for
that. I
many,
did
many
not know
years,
that.
and that it was a suicide. And of course, I guess the man was sick.
Mm-hmm.
He may not outwardly, he may looked fine, but inwardly, he was sick.
Mm-hmm.
And for whatever reason, that particular moment, that was his last thoughts. There was was stopping whatever demons were in his head. And I'm using my words. That wasn't any article I read, but you got to figure someone's pretty desperate when they get to that point.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Mental health has been something that it's just really been, I would say, recently, last 20 years or so, that there has been any emphasis really placed on it as far as it being an actual illness. I think before it was so easy to say, oh, they're loco, they're crazy, they've got a screw loose, when they would have,
they're weak.
when they're, people would suffer from depression, or they would have bipolar disorder or schizophrenia, or any number of different things out there.
Misdiagnosed or undiagnosed.
Yes, especially undiagnosed. Yeah. And people, it has such a stigma attached to it that people just, they don't want to admit that something is wrong in the brain. It almost is like, if it's something wrong in your brain, then there is something's wrong with you. And therefore, it just doesn't get, it's more of a social
stigma of,
it's the word I would use. You don't want people to know that you're suffering like that.
Have some sort of mental health
People
disorder.
Suffer in silence, and they have medicines out there to help. The problem is, you take a medicine for one thing, and then it causes something else.
Side effects
and then you have to take another medicine
for the side effect,
for that, and then it causes something else. So you end up on 3 or 4 different medicines, and I don't know that they're all working together. They can very well be working against, and that is, a scary thing, because we are still learning about the brain and about chemicals and different things and disorders and how to help. I would just say, if you are someone that feels like you are drowning and you feel that hopelessness, please reach out and get help. Central Alabama Wellness,
tell somebody.
They will help you. They will help you with the resources that you need to get the help that you need. It is nothing to be absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. And I say that because my mom suffered from it. She would get very manic. Hence the manic of, hey, I'm going to change I'm going to wake up or I'm not going to go to bed. I'm going to stay up all night moving furniture around. I mean, it would get to that.
Manifest it way in that
would.
manner.
And she would take her medicine and then not take it and take it and not take it. I mean, and then she had heart issues, and then, she would use alcohol as a way to cope. And it was just this ongoing thing, and unfortunately it skipped my sister and I, got my brother, and it affected one of her daughters, and I've got, my children have had issues with that, especially my son has really been struggling with some of that stuff. And I mean, it is just not, but it's like I told him, don't ever be ashamed for saying I need help. Don't ever be ashamed of saying, I've tried to do this myself, and I can't do it on my own. I need help. Please help me. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. Nobody is, these days, nobody is going to look down on you for that. They're going to say that's very courageous for you to reach out and say you need help.
Well, try not to let it bother you, even if they do, because, I mean, it's not their problem. It's your decision. But like in Robert Carradine's position there, or place, his brother was talking about how he had suffered it for several years, and I didn't know about it. I mean, and you think, well, why didn't I hear from this guy? Why wasn't any other movies and stuff? Well,
that was why.
That was probably one of the reasons. But think about this. That was in like the early '80s was the Revenge of the Nerds. Well, how many movies did they make?
Well, they made several, but I will say this. He did play in Lizzie McGuire. He played Lizzie McGuire's dad. But after that, which was that what, late 90s, early 2000s? I mean, we're in 2026. I don't think I've seen anything out of him since. Maybe,
and that's what I'm talking about. Something was, bothering him to that point.
All right, it's 8:16. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about some Good Samaritan stuff. We have 2 different stories of some Good Samaritans helping really save children, save babies. So we're going to talk about that when we come back. So y'all stay with us. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Therese and Mike broadcasting live from the Clayton Tractor Studios. We'll be right back.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
We are back. The time is 8:18. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Therese and Mike here with you. I told you we would talk about some stories in the headlines where we've had some Good Samaritans. Thank you, Lord, for Good Samaritans. One of the stories, this is wild to me. There was a 3-year-old girl who was abducted from her home by some lady. I don't know how the lady was affiliated or even if she was.
Right.
But she...
We were just talking about mental health issues, weren't we?
And she was... I don't know how the family knew her. The story doesn't say. All it says is that the little girl was reported missing, and it turns out that, you know, luckily you get the Amber Alerts that go out. And when those go out, it really does put people on high alert. And then you have the interstates also do Amber Alert, missing.
Right.
They'll
Your
give
phone
you,
goes off like it's a you know, a tornado warning or something, you know, the same similar
Exactly. And then
alarm.
those lighted signs on the interstate, they'll tell you who the missing one is, who the suspect is, the kind
may
of
even
car they're
show
driving.
a picture of them.
Yep, the kind of car they're driving, the tag number. If you see, call this number immediately, blah, blah, blah. Well, turns out that this lady stopped at a Quick Trip. And there were
Which
these...
is a store, QT.
QT, yep. The security guard...
Convenience store, I meant.
Yeah, at the QT, and a truck that had some moving crews. They spotted the suspect vehicle, boxed her in so she couldn't leave, and then called the police, and they arrested the lady and rescued the young girl, all because they were paying attention. And they were like... the moving company guys like, look, we're just professional movers. We're not
That's
professional
right.
heroes.
I heard him on the radio this morning on the way down.
You know, hey, we were decided that we were not going to allow them to. She wasn't leaving there with that little girl. Once they realized it, when they saw it, they were like, oh, that's the people they're looking for.
Exactly.
You
How
know,
about that? Who?
That they recognized that.
Wow. I did like the way that the owner said. He said, "Look, we're not professional." First responders or,
we're not
or
professional
law enforcement
heroes,
but we are people. We are members of the community. He said, and he said we're just good Samaritans. That's the way he put it.
Yep.
And I was glad. I was proud to hear him say it because we know the story of the Good Samaritan from the Bible, but they actually took action and stopped this person from abducting, and who knows what would happen to that little girl.
Yeah, because the security guard is the one that recognized her, and then he said, "Hey, can you come over here and help us?" And they were like, "Yeah, we'll just box her in. She's not gonna go anywhere. Not with that big old moving truck. She wasn't. She wasn't getting no kind of wear, you know." So I'm happy that they were paying attention. The security guard was, they all deserve, the title hero, but.
That's
They
right.
were, them for the the drivers and the movers for, jumping in and boxing her in, but the security guard for being hyper aware and vigilant about, when they see something,
Say something.
say something,
Do something.
do something. Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely,
That
absolutely
was a
love
happy
that
ending,
story. Yes, it
which
was.
We don't get enough of those, but that we got that one.
I know, we do. We don't get enough of those stories, that's for sure. And then you have another young man. I think when I say young man, I think he looks kind of young. So I would say he's under 20. But a Good Samaritan in Chicago made a very daring rescue after this is so wild to me. A gust of wind blew an 8-month-old girl in a stroller into a freezing cold lake. And he jumped in to save that baby, even though he can't swim. He jumped in anyway. He got her out of there. They were able to get the baby out of he's like, I was not going to let that baby, die. He said even though he couldn't swim, the stroller was face up and not face down, thank goodness.
What lake? What was it, Lake Michigan, or was it?
I don't
Does
know.
it say?
It says this was in
It looks like
Chicago.
Could be Lake Michigan. It's right there.
It is Lake Michigan. I see
Okay.
that now.
I mean, I could see the huge body of water.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like an ocean. It looks
His
like an
name is,
ocean up there, but it's a
the
huge
young man's
freshwater
name
lake.
is Leo Cundiff. He said the lady was screaming, and he was like, I'm not going to let this baby die. So he jumped in the frigid water, and some other witnesses helped get him and the baby back to safe land. They said the baby was breathing when they got her. She is in good condition. He's in the hospital because they're having to monitor his heart, something, being submerged in that cold water like that, I guess.
Just that exposure.
Yes. But the fact that he just thought without even thinking,
Yeah.
he just,
That's right. He acted
without thinking, even though he
yeah.
couldn't swim. That'd be me. My dumb butt can't swim either. But if I see somebody drowning,
You can't swim?
no.
You should
I-
learn.
well,
You should learn.
I can doggy paddle.
Well, that's a good start. At
That's
least
a
you won't
start.
drown.
But I wouldn't be. I don't know that I would be able to rescue anybody. But I
Well,
would give it a go, and then somebody would have to come in and rescue all
Yes,
of us.
That's right. That happens. Rescue the rescuer.
I would. But
Does
here's-
happen.
I dream all the time that I jump in the water and can rescue people, and that I'm swimming around underwater and on top of water like some kind of fish or something, knowing good and well that I won't get out of the shallow end. I'm hanging onto the edge as I go around the. I will do something stupid called hang out in the lake with my friends on pool noodles and stuff like that, but I feel comfortable because they're all right there. I did flip over backwards one time, and my friend just grabbed me up by my ankle as I was plunged underwater and got me up, and so I got out for a little bit. I was like, yeah, maybe I'll sit out here on the pier for a minute.
Looks nice in
Looks
that water.
nice
I
up
think
here
I'll
in
stay
this
here.
chair.
I think I
get some
may have
sun.
mentioned it before. I was a lifeguard for the city of Clanton
told me
back when
that,
I was a
yeah.
teenager, and I actually pulled 3 people out of the pool, kept them from drowning, including
See, that's
the very
amazing to me.
first day on the job.
I remember you telling me
Yeah.
this story a while back.
Yeah, this kid jumped off the. Everybody remembers the old city pool, you had what we called the low board, and you had what we called the high board, which was about 6 or 7 feet, jumping off it, and the other one was 3 feet. And this kid ran off and jumped into the water, and I waited a couple of seconds, and because there was a lifeguard tower right between the 2 diving boards, and I stood up, and it was like, he's not coming up. So I dove in. I literally dove in almost right on top of him, and he was just there on the bottom, and I put my arm around him and lifted him up, and by that time, the other lifeguards saw what was happening. They ran to where I was coming, bringing him, and helped get him out of the water. And we saved him on his. I wonder. I often think about it. I don't remember the kid's name. You know, I was just a kid myself. You know, I was 16, but he was probably 12, maybe. He was one of those kids. I mean, you probably never noticed, Patrice, but I'm what we call vertically challenged. And I was back then too.
Same.
Yeah, okay. You know what I'm talking about.
I feel
But
ya.
this young man I went and pulled, he was a lot taller and a lot heavier than I was. But, you know, in the water, you float, your buoyancy, and you know, that's how you can save someone bigger than you because they don't weigh 250 pounds in the water. They feel like 100 pounds. You know, it's different. But anyway, pulled him up, and I often wonder what's he doing these days. How's he doing these days?
I can't swim because I've refused to learn when I was younger.
That's right.
Now, my mother took us to the YMCA, and my brother and sister, they were like little tadpoles. They learned to jump in. They learned to dive. They learned to do all the things. I did not.
Little fish.
I got in the water. I was holding on to my paddle, screaming bloody murder. And I was so distraught and so upset that I was making everybody else around me the same way.
Same way, right.
Causing
Yeah.
that panic.
Yeah.
And the YMCA teacher said, I'm sorry.
She's got to go. So you actually got
She's
kicked out of swimming lessons.
I did. But in my defense,
Oh, here we go.
I had almost drowned when I was about 3
Oh.
years old. Went to Griffin, Georgia to stay with my aunt and uncle, my aunt Ethel
Been
and my
through there.
uncle Herbert. And their daughter Ann and her husband Ralph took us to a little creek, little stream to have a picnic and swim and just do the whole thing.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, I was out there in the water, you know, around my ankles and my feet. And they said, don't get past those rocks, Therese, because if you do,
Drops off a little.
that stream can take you.
Oh.
It's got a current going, and it has a pretty good current going. So what I do, I said,
you tested it?
I tested the water. I'm a tester.
There's nothing to this water.
There's nothing. Well, that's kind of what happened. I want to say, if I remember correctly, I kind of stumbled and fell. And when I went to get back up, the current got me.
Knocked you off balance.
It swept me, and my Uncle Ralph had to jump in there and save me because I was going. It was traumatic. The whole situation.
You didn't know what
it was
to do.
traumatic for him and everybody
Yeah,
out
I
there.
bet
on
it
the
was.
You know, and it was just everybody. But he jumped in. He had blue jean cut off shorts. I won't ever forget it. And he had his wallet in there, and it got his blue jean cut off soaking wet and his wallet soaking wet, and none of them were happy with me. And you know, I remember being. I just remember feeling like really bad, you know, about making him have to jump in after me. But that messed it up for me, and so
Still
I
with
didn't
you,
like.
obviously.
From then on, I never really liked being in the water, much less under it. You know, so I would always stay in the shallow end and do my thing, and you know. We were at my Uncle Tony's house. I'd lay out at the pool. I would get in on the shallow and, you know, get wet and get back out, and I never would. And I always used the excuse, I don't want to get my hair wet, which made me look even worse because people thought that I was just so vain. But really, it was because I was scared to death of being underwater.
Yeah. If you remember the movie Jaws, you remember the police chief?
You know,
He lived on Amity Island, but he was afraid of the water. And there was one scene where he's being asked about, you know, you don't like the water, do you, Chief? Said, what do they call that, Martin? His name was Martin. He said, Martin, what do they call that? There's like a phobia. He said, you know, when you're so associated with being afraid of the water. And he said, yeah, it's called drowning. You know, and it was like, that's why he didn't like the water, because he could drown in it.
All right, it's 8:30. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Mike Ellison, our show that we've been watching, The Lincoln Lawyer.
Yes.
We're going to talk about it.
Oh, boy.
Because I just finished up with episode 6 of season 4.
Oh, well, then I can't tell you about the end. Or I could
Don't.
tell you.
Do not tell me about the end. But
Well, y'all let me know. Should I tell her or not?
No.
Let me know.
Oh, no.
Just kidding. I won't tell
But we're
you.
going to talk about the Lincoln Lawyer,
Okay.
how good it's got. I mean, it's really good. So y'all stay with us. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clinton Tractor Studios. We'll be right back.
Chilton Mobile Home Parts and Supply is your go-to destination for top quality mobile home parts and supplies in Clanton, Alabama. Conveniently located at 14023 County Road 29, just 3 miles east of Thorsby. We offer a diverse inventory, including underpinning, doors, windows, faucets, tubs, setup supplies, and more. Our commitment to quality ensures you'll find the best solutions for your mobile home needs. Upgrade your space with stylish doors and windows. Enhance functionality with top-notch faucets and tubs. All conveniently available in one place. Visit us today or call 205-646-1949. Transform your mobile home with Chilton, where quality meets convenience. Need reliable towing or diesel repair? Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair has you covered. We specialize in light and heavy duty towing and recovery with the latest equipment for any job, from campers and tractor trailers to winch box recoveries, and the only local based rotator in the county. We do it all. Our diesel repair services include computer diagnostics, engine rebuilds, transmission and clutch work, and general maintenance. Trust Mem's Wrecker and Heavy Duty Diesel Repair for top-notch service. Call us at 205-217-1984. Some family traditions begin with an ending. Lasting family legacies are established at Martin Funeral Home, where for over 100 years, we have served the families in our community. Bobby, Donnie, Norma, and our family at Martin Funeral Home would like to express our sincere gratitude for allowing us to serve your family. Every life story deserves the perfect setting. We are here to make that happen for you and your loved one. We offer traditional funeral home services, and we are now excited to be the home of the first crematory in Clanton, Alabama. Our goal is to serve our families no matter what their needs are. Martin Funeral Home, serving Chilton County since 1921. Please give us a call at 205-755-3550.
The plan.
We are back. The time is 8:34. You're listening to Morning Mayhem on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike broadcasting live from the Clinton Tractor Studio.
Jerry Wayne Bolton.
Jerry
That's
Wayne
who it
Bolton.
is.
All right.
Had to look you up there, Wayne.
He says he likes it either way. Well, Wayne, let me just tell you. Yes, what we do is I go through and
Yeah,
and you do too. We both bring stuff to the table. So we will search out the internet for local stuff.
that's right.
Headlines to talk about, and we make a list. And this is what we've got going on here. We've got a list, and normally I check them off as we go.
I've been doing that today, or trying to.
Even though I have a list, I don't necessarily there's no order as far as when we start talking about. We really just kind of let conversation flow and let things naturally, segue into the other. However, we went through all of my topics today, but Mike and I found a common denominator in The Lincoln Lawyer. We both have been watching that, so that's what we're going to talk about
series,
next.
right.
So, yeah, we're kind of randomly, so we stay on task as far as we take certain breaks, and then, but every day is a new show. We bring something else to the table and
That's
talk about
the
something
idea.
new. That's the whole idea. It's called Morning Mayhem because it's kind of just a lot of talking back and forth, squirrel, getting lost, coming back around, and so it's kind of all over the place, really. But as you can tell, so am I. That's the way my brain works. I have an brained. So that's kind of how the show is.
Well, I also want to
But
give a
thank you
shout
for
out
listening.
to Jerry Wayne's wife, Sheila. She and I classmates of school, class of 78. I think Jerry was 77. I think he was a year ahead of us. But I hope she's feeling much better today and that y'all are doing great out there. But thanks so much for listening.
Yeah, we do
I also
appreciate it.
saw where
Susan?
Susan's back is on there, and she talks
She
about
said she didn't like to get her
she didn't
hair
get her
wet
hair
either.
wet.
Well, we had the same hairstyle for a while. I copied her hairstyle in school.
and
I saw her senior picture, and I was like, and she would walk through school, and she had the perfect look. Men had a mullet back then.
Okay.
Girls had a bi-level.
I've never had a
we
mullet.
just cut like just right here on our sides, right there. And then the rest of our hair, we had it going on.
I'd love to see some pictures.
I have pictures.
I'm sure you do.
I will let you see some
Yeah,
pictures.
yeah.
And so I loved her hair, and I got my hair cut exactly like hers. I wanted
Yeah.
mine just like hers.
Well, that's great.
And she.
I also saw Diane Calloway. Well, she was watching this morning, so good
thank you.
morning
Good
to
morning.
Miss
TNT
Diane.
Peanuts.
Liberty,
Our peanut man is watching too.
Liberty Christian.
Susan said I was going to say you were a good floater. Love it. All right. So, yes, Lincoln Lawyer. So I watched the movie.
Yeah, let's talk about the movie for just a minute.
Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
I loved that movie. Loved it. He was kind of a son of a gun. who
Maverick.
had
He's always a maverick. Isn't he a
yeah.
little bit of a maverick in his
a
movies?
little bit. Yeah, always.
Because I think he's that way in real life, too.
He had some substance abuse issues. He couldn't drive. Had to have somebody driving.
That's right. He worked,
he
his
placed-
office back then was in the Lincoln.
in the Lincoln.
Continental.
He thought better.
Town
anyway,
car.
he said he worked better when he was back there
Moving.
and
Because it's
stuff like
moving.
that. So, and I loved that movie. Now, the series it's got the same premises, vastly different characters. I
Right.
would say.
Yeah, I would too.
But still, very good.
Right.
Very good. I watched the first episode and I looked at hubby and I was like, mind you, we've only been watching this for 2 weeks and I'm already binged watched into
The last season.
the season 4. I mean, the season, I'm on 6th episode. I watched episode 6 of season 4 last night. So we have 4 more episodes, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah,
And I will say this season, if you haven't seen it, I don't want to give too much away because I want you to go back and watch it for yourself. But there is a character on there who plays a prosecutor, and she has me ready to bite a nail
Hi,
slap
my name
in
is
two.
Dana Berg.
And I really want to reach through the TV and just
Snatch
choke her out. I really
Snatch
want
her through the camera.
I want
Isn't that
to
what they
snatch
say?
her. I
Right
want
out
to
the
choke her
camera.
out. I really do. She just is on my nerves so bad with
Yeah.
her antics and stuff. Luckily, do you think the guy that plays the judge looks like Obama? I think he
Sort
does.
of. Now, he's been in all kind of movies. You know,
Yeah,
he's,
I think he
there's a
favors
few of the
Obama.
folks they have in the show that I recognize from other
Other
roles.
things,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. He's one of
Like
them.
that one police detective that was, that's not on there now, but yeah, he's been in a bunch of other stuff.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen him in several other streaming movies and TV shows and
Yeah.
things like that.
These,
He plays a good guy. He plays a bad guy.
all these
over.
kinds of shows have really been a bounty for young actors and
Mm-hmm.
actresses. Oh, well, I guess they don't call them actresses anymore. They call them all actors.
Okay.
Whatever. Female actor. But anyway, but the lady, the prosecutor that you mentioned, I forget what her name is, but she hosts some sort of podcast about being over 50 years old, I guess, is what she means. But buddy, she has really played that part to the hilt.
Because I feel 100% certain that who she is
But I've been so
in her everyday life is not who she portrays on that character.
I wouldn't think so.
Because that character is just so
Unlikable.
unlikable is an understatement.
But-
you know.
But don't you want to see her get it in the end, where
You do. But I will say.
And I won't mention the end, but I have seen the end of it. And if you want me to tell you, I'll tell you what happens
if you
at the
do,
end.
I'm going to be so mad. Don't you dare. I will. Don't you dare tell me the end of that show. But Nev Campbell is in this. Now,
Yes.
Nev started off on the show.
Scream, wasn't it?
No. She had a show. Her and Matthew Fox.
I don't guess I remember this. Like when
Lacey Chabaret was in it.
Was she in?
It was a family of kids that lost their parents, and the older brother raised them. Matthew Fox was the older brother.
Okay.
And then it had another guy that's been in all kinds of stuff too. That they were all 4 siblings. It was 2 boys, 2 girls type of thing. Then she made a move into like horror type movies. She was in some
part of
other
the
stuff.
Scream
Yeah,
franchise
she was.
movies?
Still is.
Which is probably where she's still getting hopefully she's
lot
still
of the
getting
money
some
from.
checks cashed every now and then.
Yes, she's part of
Residuals.
that. She was in. I think she was in Cruel Intentions, if I'm not mistaken.
Gosh, I can't.
Maybe.
I mean, it's hard for me. I'm
Couple of different shows.
don't
She's
keep
been
up
in
with it as close.
several things. She's been in several things. Great actress, by the way. This role she plays in, I love her, and I get aggravated with her in her role that she's in now. Playing the ex-wife of the Lincoln lawyer.
Mickey Holler.
Yeah.
What's her name in this? I forget. I'll have to think about it for a minute. But Dana Berg is the prosecutor. But there's all kind of
He
shenanigans.
has her in his phone as first ex-wife, and then Lorna is in there as second ex-wife.
Lorna.
It's hilarious. Really, there's a serious and very playful dynamic that goes all through this show.
What's going on right
the
now
series.
is he
Don't give too much away now. I'm just saying.
he's working. He still owns a couple of Lincolns.
He does.
Yeah, just doesn't work out of them like he used to. Not quite the same. He still gets
No.
driven around. I don't know if he can't drive at all or ever. No, he doesn't. He drives himself now, right?
He drives
yeah,
himself
that's right.
now,
I've seen
but
him
he
in
prefers to have a driver.
the Lincoln Continental.
Oh, he's gone through some drivers.
The
He's had a different driver
convertible.
every season.
He's got I forget. It's like a early '60s model where the doors open.
That one
apart
just
from
got
each other.
towed or something, didn't it?
Yeah,
Or
it got impounded.
it got impounded.
Yeah, for
Oh,
they said,
Lord.
"Oh, it's a drug money." He was, but like a lot of attorneys, I guess, especially he's a defense attorney, criminal defense attorney, and so he's constantly fighting law enforcement. And what I mean by that is that he, and it's a show,
Yeah.
but he finds all type of corruption and stuff, and he's able to expose that, which of course exposes him. And now we're seeing he's been charged with murder, and he's defending himself. This last season is all
yeah.
about the trial and his defense. And
Great. It's great storyline.
yeah, it is. It is. I'm
keeps
enjoying
me
it.
on my seat.
Yeah,
and
ready to
I'm
watch.
just-
Ready to watch the next one.
I like Lorna. Her character is very. She's smart and capable, but she's kind of silly and just kind of. I don't want to say airhead, but just kind of.
Yeah, she may have moments where she's quote an airhead, but in the show
Courtroom,
they
she's a different person.
I was gonna say in the courtroom, buddy, she's a like the guy said on Seinfeld, said, she's a shock.
She's a shock.
Shock is the way he said it. But anyway, it is we've thoroughly enjoyed it. My wife and I have watched several different series over the last few years. It's kind of a new thing for us, or for me at least. This idea of I would never call it binge watching. Okay, we could watch 2 or 3 in one setting.
Yeah.
That's just a couple of hours. It's like going to a movie,
Yeah, I think last
But-
night we watched 3 episodes, and
Yeah.
and then after 6 went out, I was like, all right, I can't do anymore. I got to go to bed. Don't just turn it off. Just turn it off. I got to go to sleep. No, it's 9 o'clock.
That
it's
sounds
time to
like
go to
us
bed.
getting through it all.
I
but,
struggle, but I want to stay up and watch it.
But
I
in
just,
the end, what happens is, I'm sorry, never mind.
I'm gonna.
I'm just
I wanna
kidding. I'm
stab
just
you with my
teasing.
pen.
I'm just teasing. I'm not going to disclose it. Somebody's going to though. You
No,
know
don't
they
y'all
will.
dare. Don't y'all dare. I would like, since this is going to be over here shortly, I got 4 more episodes, which I feel like we'll probably, if my granddaughter doesn't have a game tonight, I feel like I'll be watching those. We'll probably start right when we get home.
Right.
So I need something else to binge watch, but I like mysteries. I like whodunit type stuff. So I need stuff like that. I don't do scary anything. I don't do horror, but I will say even this show has made me jump a couple of times because stuff has happened
Well,
and I wasn't ready for it, and I almost had a heart attack.
He's
and,
dealing with the underworld, so there's a lot of different types of criminality
I'm
going
already
on
watching I'm already watching Tulsa King, which is a mob, so I don't want any more mob stuff.
there. I've never watched that.
I'm watching
That might be
Landman,
something we watch.
which is not really crime, but it's just intrigue and just love it. Love that. And now, I'm watching The Lincoln Lawyer. So, Reacher. I love Reacher, but I don't know when his next season's coming out. I feel like they're way too far.
I didn't know that was a series. I know
It
the Reacher
is.
movies, Jack Reacher.
Yeah, but
Tom
this is off the
Cruise.
same character.
Okay.
And the guy that plays Alan Richardson, he plays Reacher. He's awesome. He's
Cool,
amazing.
cool.
But I need another show once this ends, so if anybody has any suggestions, please, I would love to hear them, because I like to watch stuff that keeps me,
On the edge of your
captivated
seat.
and on the edge of my seat. So, all right, it's 8:47. We're gonna take a break before we close out our morning. So y'all stay with us. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Tracy and Mike broadcasting live from the Clanton Tractor Studios. We'll be right back.
Traditions come and go, but excellent service and compassionate care are benchmarks in any era. That's what Ellison Memorial Funeral Home is committed to providing you, whether through the pre-arrangement process or seeking services at your time of loss. Ellison Memorial offers a noticeable level of care and attention to detail. Others do not. So before making a decision based on yesterday's traditions, experience the Ellison difference when it comes to your loved one's final arrangements. You'll be glad you did. Call us today at 205-280-4600. Ellison Memorial Funeral Home, setting the new standard in local funeral service excellence. We are always here when you need us.
Underage drinking is deemed by many adults to be a rite of passage. Parents who host parties for youth may think they are being protective, but they are actually putting their youth at risk of physical and social consequences. Know the truth. Underage drinking and social hosting is a bad mix. For more information, contact Central Alabama Wellness, 205-651-0077, or visit centralalabamawellness.org.
We are back. The time is 8:48. You're listening to Morning Mayhem here on Piper Peach Radio. Teresa and Mike here with you. We're about to we're
Wrapping up a
home
Tuesday.
Stretch. Yes,
Yep.
we're going to be wrapping
That's
it
right, the
up
home
here
stretch.
soon.
And down the stretch they come.
We do.
Love
we
to hear
have
a good horse race
I know,
announced.
right?
Yeah.
We do have a forum that's going to be coming up. That is going to be
I know, a political
next
forum here
week.
in Chilton County.
Yep, that is for our. Is it our?
Oh, we have circuit judge, we have a revenue commissioner,
Mm-hmm.
and then we have one other. There's one other. Let me see if I can find it.
I'm trying
There's
to.
one other race. It's in here somewhere.
I think it's in the. Let me go to the City of Jemison's page because I saw it on there. I want to say.
Yeah, it's going to be held at the Jemison City Center.
Let's see here. All right.
Well, I thought it would
Trying
be
to
in
get
here.
there. So sorry. This is great radio, by the way.
Fortunately, we're also on television while we're doing this.
I know I saw it on this page, but I don't see it now. But there is going to be a forum.
I thought for sure I read it in the advertiser, but I don't see it now.
I think it's one of those Chilton activity page, actually. I think
Gotcha.
that's what it's on. But we are going to have a forum. It's going to be at the what is that meeting area there in the city, at the city of Jemison.
Yes, the city center. I call our civic center.
Yeah, civic
It's
center.
right there in the auditorium. It's a very nice meeting room.
It is very nice.
But you remember Jonathan? We had Mayor Barton on here. They were getting ready to remodel that room.
Oh, that's right. Because he said it had been like that for a minute.
Yeah, since it was built.
I really wish I could find this thing. I thought I took a picture of it, but apparently I did not, because I don't see it on here anywhere. And I know it when I saw it because it's got a bunch of red, white, and blue and stuff on it, and it looks really good. But we'll have more information on that for y'all. That is going to be next week. And then let's see, we've got baseball tonight, doubleheader. Don't forget about that. Jemison and Billingsley, we're going to have a doubleheader at Billingsley starting at 4:00. I'm not even going to tell you when it's going to end, because tentatively the second game is going to start at 6, but it may not.
Yeah, it's a they call that approximately.
Yeah.
Or like you said, tentatively. When you have a doubleheader like that,
Tentatively, yes.
you know, it depends on the first game. What if it went into extra innings? You know.
Let me see if Tiffany has it on her page.
I was just looking for
Tiffany.
Republican women.
Tiffany Gaines.
Here it is, right here. Superintendent of Education. That's the third one. Superintendent, Revenue Commissioner, and the judge for the 19th Circuit. And the moderator is former District Judge Rhonda Hardesty.
Let me see that
Do you know
real
Judge
quick, because
Hardesty?
there's more.
This is just a little.
This is
like
just
a
a
flyer.
different one. This is
So barbecue, and these are from the
well,
Chilton
this
County
is-
Republican women.
yeah, that's a Chilton County Republican women's thing. But what we're talking about
Is that not the same day, March the 2nd?
it may be. I'm gonna just look forward here.
And there was another option there if you want to switch back.
Candidate forum.
Yeah.
Okay, March the 2nd at 5:30 is going to be Corey and Jamie for the candidate forum.
Galt
So are
and
they putting
Corey
all of
Clements?
these on one forum
Yes. You get from
Okay.
all the candidates.
for all the candidates?
Judge Hardesty is going to be the moderator for all of it, which is be great, because I guarantee you, if you ever were in Judge Hardesty's courtroom, there's no messing around. Mm-hmm. You follow procedure very strictly, and she expects decorum, so I suspect she'll expect it
Yeah.
for this thing too.
So it looks like you've got also, like you said, your revenue commissioners, which is Brad Carter, Michelle Headley, and Evan Wyatt. So yeah, this is going to be Monday, March the 2nd. It starts at 5:30, so all of those will be in a forum. But
Then
those
who are the
they?
judge candidates? I know that Allie Underwood
Allie
she's one of them.
Patterson is one, I
Right.
think.
And I said Underwood.
Is that
I think
right?
that may
Allie
be her.
Patterson.
Here it is, right here.
Uh,
Chilton County Candidate Forum. We have Carol Cook Carter, Bradley Earl Ekdahl, and Allie Patterson.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I think she was an Underwood, and now I
Okay.
think she's Patterson.
So yeah, if
At
you
one
are
point.
interested and would
That
like
starts
to,
at
to see
5:30.
that forum, and I'm assuming they're going to do like a little meet and greet too. Like you'll have
It says
time to-
barbecue and barbecue and ballots rather. It says Coward's Barbecue will have food trucks there for you to purchase delicious barbecue.
Okay.
So you have that option. It's at the Jemison City Hall. I called it the City Center, but they call it City Hall.
Mm-hmm.
This would be a good name. You might want to consider that, Mayor Varden. The City Center. That sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, and here's the thing: when we did the last forum, it was when they were doing the mayor and the council,
Right, Clanton.
and we've talked,
Mayor,
just
Jemison
about
mayor.
how every campaign ever should have run like Jemison did theirs.
Everybody was pulling for each other. It seemed like, didn't they?
Yeah, it was so nice.
Yeah, I was
No
at that
mudslinging.
event. That's before I
None of that stuff.
really
no
knew you guys
mudslinging.
that well.
Nobody backbiting each other. Nobody being critical. It was just, well, I have good ideas. They have good ideas. And if I don't win, I'm going to support them because they do have good ideas too.
Well, I recall Rex Biddle in particular, who was running against Jonathan. In fact, they ended up in the runoff together.
Right.
There were like 3 or 4 candidates for mayor, but they ended up in the runoff together. But I do remember the answer to the question that Rex was posed was something to the effect of, well, you've been a city councilman for, I think it was 16 years maybe, a long time. He served as people of Jemison, and he would have been a fine mayor too. But they asked him about, well, what will happen if you don't win? Are you going to support, the new Mayor Varden there? And he says, absolutely. He says, hey, I'm all for the people of Jemison. And he reminded the moderator, I guess, that, hey, I've been serving already as a city councilman for 16 years. So I'm definitely all about the people of Jemison. And that is just the kind of attitude that you're talking about that was on display that night. I remember being there.
Yeah.
But this is going to be a great event.
Yep.
March the 2nd, I think that would be
It's Monday. So it's Monday.
Is it Monday? Okay, I was thinking that would be
5:30.
Tuesday, but okay, Monday at 5:30. Do you know yet if Piper Pizza we're going to have people on the ground? I'm sure we will.
We're going to be there, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. But I guess I've gotten older. I've really taken more of an interest in these kinds of events.
Yeah, I do too. Now, I don't live in Chilton County. I
Right.
live in Shelby now.
Yeah.
And so while I work out here and I eat and do all that stuff, and so I guess technically I would be affected in some way how it goes, but I don't get a
Could be.
say-so in how it goes.
Right. You don't have a vote.
But I don't know any of these candidates to say, who I would
Support.
pour for or support one way or the other. So I'm staying very neutral and I be the best.
Well, I'm not
candidate
sure
win.
in our position that we really should.
Yeah, we shouldn't.
Be leaning
we
one
shouldn't,
way or
but
the
even
other.
as
Although it does spill out every now and then. It's pretty obvious what kind of
Yeah,
agenda we follow or
as
or
far
support
as
rather.
your federal government goes, I guess.
Oh yeah, well
I
that's
mean,
yeah.
But this does. I think hope as well as Jemison did their one. I really feel like so far the others have kind of followed suit because I haven't heard anything bad being said about any candidates, and I prefer that. I don't like all of that. I don't like because at the end of the day, after you've said all that negative stuff, because this is what happened in St. Clair County. You had 3 of your county commissioners running for the county, your main county commissioner, the actual commissioner.
Well, the chairman.
Chairman, thank you.
Right.
So, and then they were,
Or
they were all
chairperson.
3 talking so bad about each other. And then guess what happened? They all had to work together at the end of the day. And now they've set a precedence of, I don't like you, and I don't like you, and I don't like you, and none of them liked each other. And it was just like, it was a bad look
Oh,
for
yeah,
the
it
whole
is.
county.
Well,
and it
that's-
was embarrassing, really, if you just want to know the truth.
It's kind of politics in general, isn't it?
Yeah,
You
it
know,
was just like-
when it gets that way.
But when it's like that, I mean,
But it
these
was
are
refreshing to see that it wasn't that way up there.
people. Right. Because at the end of the day, you still have to, that was the area that I was living in. And when I was working, I was seeing these same people on the regular basis. I'd see them out with their families somewhere or at other work-related functions. And working at a radio station, you were at a lot of the same things. And then you're sitting there thinking, so this is the kind of person they are? That they are going to say
Exactly.
this kind of stuff and be this kind of way? And it just really... And there was one particular person that I had thought the world of until I saw some of the stuff he was saying and doing, and I was like, oh, goodness. Well, that's not how I would... One, I would never run for office of any kind, but if I did, it would not be like that. I would let people just slam me however they want to, and I would just take the high road.
That's a key, and I think that you see that more in local politics than the national, where typically, at least our local politics, you don't have these folks don't have cameras shoved in their faces at every corner,
Right.
where they're asked a question and forced to play the part. Here, you seem to get more of who the person really is.
Mm-hmm.
And just watch, like you said, in Jemison that night. And we're only singling Jemison out because that's where we were. That's where it happened.
That's where we were.
It's
That's
not
where it happened.
not saying that anybody's doing it differently, but we were there, and it was like I said, I used the word refreshing. I can remember sitting there and listening to these folks, and I was surprised that no one was. Well, my opponent, is dirt, and I'm not, or whatever. But nobody
They're
did
dirt,
that.
I'm sand.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody did that, and I think we're talking about it months later. We were all affected for the better.
Yeah.
As a result of it. So, it's going to be an exciting thing, and like I said, Judge Hardesty, I look forward to seeing her again because she really. She is going to run a tight ship. I'm looking forward to that because if anybody if you have 3 minutes or whatever, if you have some time, I would recommend you hone
Stop.
it down
You
to
stop
3
it.
minutes.
You come
I
to a
wouldn't
screeching halt at
I wouldn't cross the
2:58.
moderator,
Yeah.
but she's beloved in this county.
All right,
and
it is
beyond.
9:01. That is going to do it for us today. Hope you all have a great rest of your afternoon. Don't forget, if you go to the ball games tonight, you're going to want to take a jacket.
Yeah, I would wear my long johns
Probably
tonight.
a toboggan. Get one of those heated things like I've got. So,
Just feel for
Yeah.
those ball players, how they feel.
all right, we will see you tomorrow when it really is hot day.
Yeah, I was trying to throw you off this morning.
I
It
know
didn't
you
work.
were. I know you were. Y'all have a great one. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching and listening to Morning Mayhem.